Okay, I'm just shooting a short video, and it's an attempt to explain the human experience, so how we experience life, and that would be for you if you're a human like me. And obviously it's an analogy. No one can write on a whiteboard how life is experienced, but I'm gonna have a go. This is just the way it looks to me sometimes. So let's say that this is, oh, that pen doesn't work. Hang on a second. This is, let's say me, or you. So this is the point of experience. And from here, well, for a start, the average belief is that, well, as far as I know, the average belief is that that is me, and I am in the world, and it's all happening to me, and that's the way it is. But it looks more to me like this is like a nexus of information, or a focal point of experience. So from here, I project thought. Okay, so I project thought, and let's say, for the sake of it, that it's coming from, let's say, just life. So there is an energy that is inherent in all things. I'm not sure we can really argue with that. We might argue about what it is, but it definitely exists. So life enables me to project thought, and then consciousness brings thought back to me as an experience. Okay, so, and then my experience is generally had here. So I would say that most people say consciousness could be said to be about there. So I'm conscious of myself, and I'm conscious of the experience that's happening to me from the world. Okay, so it could be said that, say, when I was born, I would have a thought projected out and an experience back, and it would be quite pure. Like, it would be, I haven't made a lot of conclusions. Well, I haven't made any conclusions because I haven't had any experience, and therefore I haven't come up with a whole bunch of references that I use to navigate the world or to make sense of things. So I would, even early on, I would say, I would look at my hand and I would go, wow, what's that? It's moving around. And over time I would accumulate some sort of understanding of that, and I would no longer look at it like that. I'd be like, it's a hand, it's connected to me, I can use it. So that's a bit of a tangent, but let's say in general now, it's when we're adults, we'll have a thought that we don't see projected out, that comes from a lot of the time from our database of experiences. It's full of judgments, and the thought comes out and it's experienced via consciousness. Then generally what we'll do is we'll judge that, or we'll analyse that, and given that we have a flow of experience, we will project thought again. And this is not exactly, obviously, how it is, but it's as good as I've got. So thought could be relatively pure, and then I experience that, I analyze or judge that, and then based on that experience or limitation, I project thought again, and then that is experienced again by consciousness. So the thing is here, a lot of the time we end up going around and around and around, and we're kind of cutting off from this. So it's thought, experience, judgment, limitation. We've analysed, we've said this is this and that is that, and this is how things are, and we just go around and around in circles, and it gets more and more complicated because the initial foundation has gone by the wayside. So like a beautiful flower becomes, my mum liked flowers, my mum died last year, now I'm all alone, she was the only one that supported me, maybe I'd just be better off if I checked out. So if we can wake up to that's what's going on, and that we always have access to a fresh thought from here, which will always be healthful or more simple, and it could be said to be a more purity of thought. So it's could be said to be wisdom, common sense. And just being touched by the simple things, like walking through the bush, we're sort of getting more of a flow. It may even be more like a yin-yang symbol, like here, life, thought, experience, back out, life, thought, experience, and everything's really calm and nice, and we really, sometimes we can even become a little lucid, like we see more details and we look at the butterflies, and occasionally we'll have some thoughts, but most of the time we'll either drop them because we might start here and go, well, I'm in the bush, like I can't do anything about that now, so we're okay to drop it at that point in time, whatever the reason may be. And that is about that.